The new bill passed under President Trump, unofficially dubbed the Megabill. Whether you're excited, skeptical, or just trying to figure out what it actually means, here's a breakdown of what's inside the bill, who benefits, who doesn't, and how it could reshape the U.S. economy. What is the Megabill? The Megabill is a sweeping piece of legislation that combines tax cuts, massive increases in military and border enforcement spending, and significant rollbacks on social and environmental programs. It's being marketed as pro-growth and pro-security, but critics say it's also pro-debt and dangerously unbalanced. The Congressional Budget Office has already issued a warning. This bill will likely increase the federal deficit by over $3.3 trillion over the next 10 years. What's in it? First, reductions in personal income tax rates, particularly for middle and high-income earners. Corporate tax rates are also lowered, with new deductions aimed at encouraging U.S.-based production. The state and local tax deduction cap, previously limited at $10,000, has been partially lifted for taxpayers in high-tax states. Second, defense and border security. Military spending has surged by over $100 billion, with increased funding for weapons modernization, recruitment, and foreign base maintenance. Border security measures include more physical barriers, tech surveillance, and a hiring boost for immigration enforcement. And third, cuts to social and environmental programs. Rollbacks in federal support for renewable energy, public housing, food assistance, and healthcare subsidies. How does it affect Americans? If you're a middle or high-income earner, especially in a high-tax state like California or New York, you'll likely benefit from expanded deductions and lower federal taxes. If you work in defense, energy, or law enforcement, the bill could mean job growth and more funding for your sector. But if you rely on public assistance programs, student aid, or healthcare subsidies, the changes may hit hard. Federal support will shrink in many areas that affect working-class and vulnerable families. And for the average taxpayer, you may see short-term tax relief. But over time, growing national debt could pressure interest rates and slow down public investment in areas like infrastructure, education, and health. Beyond America's borders, this bill sends a clear message. The U.S. is doubling down on military power and domestic production, while pulling back from global climate and social aid commitments. For international markets, it raises two concerns. First, the bill supports new tariffs and Buy American clauses, which may increase tensions with allies and trading partners. And second, as the U.S. issues more debt, it will need to attract foreign buyers. But if those investors lose confidence in U.S. fiscal discipline, they could demand higher yields, weakening the dollar and raising borrowing costs. In the short term, this could boost GDP through military contracts and tax-driven consumer spending. But in the long run, it could undermine America's financial credibility. The political divide. Supporters say the bill is a return to economic freedom, lower taxes, and strong borders. They argue it's what the country needs to secure growth and self-reliance. Critics argue it's a gift to the wealthy, a blow to the environment, and a fast track to unsustainable debt. They warn that once interest payments rise, the burden will fall hardest on future generations. Final takeaway: whether you agree with it or not, Trump's Megabill is bold, and it's already reshaping the country's economic direction. Short-term release, long-term risks. That's the trade-off. The real question isn't whether this bill will boost the economy this year. The question is, what will it cost us in 5, 10, or 20 years?